What do you guys think about Khamzat and Strickland?
I know they say that Khamzat submitted him, and everybody's saying how underrated his grappling is, the guys that are working with him. He's durable.
He's so hard to hit, man. He's got a weird style. And his jab is on point. He just fucked up with Alex. You just can't make any mistakes with Alex.
Who made Khamzat look human? Gilbert Burns, Kamaru Usman, Sean. If there's any bit of blood in the water, he's finisher.
Khamzat, let me ask you, you might have saw Sean Strickland this week. He had a few things to say. He said that you're terrible for the division and he's the only guy out there to beat you. What do you say to that?
What should I say? This guy always talks on my show.
You guys trained together and you choked him out a few times, right?
We did spar a lot before, but that's why he's so mad.
Fair enough.
The lineup, and then we'll focus on one in particular. Here's the lineup. Take me through it here, Andy. Here we go. The big one was Khamzat Chimaev versus Sean Strickland. That's the main event for UFC 328, Newark, New Jersey, May 9th, middleweight title fight. We're going to come back to this one, but the rest of the fights that he announced a whole bunch of them. Aljamain Sterling against Yusuf Zalal, main event, April 25th at the Meta Apex. Very important fight in the 145-pound division. Beneil Dariush is going to fight Quillan Salkield.
The UFC just dropped one of the most controversial matchups we've seen all year, and it's not even close. Two fighters, one belt on the line, and the trash talk, it's absolutely insane. One of them claims the other is ruining the entire division. The other says he's the only one who can beat him. But here's the thing nobody's talking about yet. What happened in their last encounter shocked literally everyone. Not because of the result, but because of how it went down. This is the story that's about and the entire UFC landscape, proving that Chimaev is far from done. He's just getting started on his path to championship glory.
Right, GC, your reaction when you saw these? Did you have the memes popping? Were you excited? Like, what were you feeling?
The main event for UFC 328 is the one that I was looking forward to most. It's nice to hear Bilal Muhammad's back, fighting an up-and-coming contender in Bonfim, but he's at the Apex. This time last year, he was the champion of the world, and now he's fighting contenders at the Apex. A lot of these I feel like we knew about. The Dariush Salkild is exciting. Salkild continues to get opportunities. Yeah, it was a fine amount of announcements. It's nice to get the calendar filled out all the way up until the White House. But yeah, it's that UFC 328. That was the crown jewel of those announcements.
I remember joining you guys my last day in Italy when we talked about
You heard to shake up mixed martial arts forever. Let's start with the challenger. This guy came out of nowhere and made some absolutely wild claims. He's telling everyone that the champion is terrible for the sport. Not just bad, terrible. He's saying the division is suffering because this guy holds the belt, and he's making a massive statement. He's the only fighter on the planet right now who can actually beat him. That's huge confidence. That's champion-level arrogance. But the crazy part, he might actually be right. This fighter has been on an absolute tear lately. Every single fight, he's looked sharper, faster. Action in the UFC. This is the kind of fight that defines careers and generates legacy, not ends them.
And I'll be the first to say I flip-flopped. When I looked at the UFC and when I looked at them needing a bit of a jolt, them needing some excitement, you just can't compare. Now, I'll be 1,000% honest. If we're going off of merit, and yes, I know that Strickland beat Imavov a few years ago at 205, and it was a short notice fight for Sean Strickland. If we're going off of merit since then, Imavov has the better resume. Strickland has had multiple opportunities to fight for the belt. He was, of course, champion. He had an opportunity to win the belt back last February. Now he's getting another chance. He's pretty much had a title fight, non-title fight, title fight, non-title fight. He's lost the title fights. He's won the in-betweeners to get back into the picture. If we're going off of merit, it's Imavov. The bigger fight times a million.
More dangerous. The improvement is undeniable, but that wasn't the whole story. The champion isn't taking any of this sitting down. He's heard all the talk, he's seen all the posts, and he's responding with fire. He's defending his legacy. He's defending his reign. He's basically saying, come get some. The champion knows he's the target now. Every top fighter wants his head. Every contender is studying his tape. Every young gun is hoping to make a name off him. That's what it means to be at the apex. That's what championship glory looks like. But here's what makes this situation different from other title fights. There's legitimate history between these two, and their past encounter
is Khamzat versus Strickland. It's going to be absolutely insane. You've got one guy who's completely unhinged and unfiltered, who doesn't shy away from saying anything, as non-PC as it may be, against another guy who may not be unhinged and unfiltered as far as like the gift of gab is concerned, but certainly we know like doesn't mind getting into it. And this guy's saying a lot of personal things about this guy, and this guy has a short fuse. It's going to be absolute bananas. I think that from a blockbuster needing viewership, trying to get people excited,
revealed something absolutely shocking about both of them. So what happened when they crossed paths before? The challenger. He submitted the champion. That's right. The guy now claiming he's the only one who can beat him? He already proved it by using his grappling. This wasn't some lucky scramble either. This was technical. This was dominant. The submission was clean. And ever since that fight, the fighter's grappling has become the hot topic in combat sports circles. Analysts are breaking it down. Coaches are studying it. Other fighters are nervous about it. Suddenly, everyone's realizing his ground game is way more developed than their high-personality matchups.
If your business is to make the fights that fans want to see, this is the fight that fans want to see more. They want to see Sean Strickland rile up Khamzat Chimaev. They want to see if he can get into his head. They want to see if he can survive the wrestling attack. And then some other people want to see Khamzat Chimaev maul Sean Strickland. And so this is serving every person's interests. On merit, Nasruddin Imavov is the one who should be fighting for the title. But when is the last time the UFC applied merit to any of these title opportunities, right? Yeah. Movsar Evloev and Lerone Murphy are fighting this weekend.
The bottom line, originally thought, his durability is insane. The guys training with him, they're all saying the same thing. This guy is different. This guy is a nightmare to prepare for. What happened next was the craziest part of this whole saga. After that victory, the challenger didn't fade away like most contenders. He kept winning, he kept improving, he kept making noise, and the champion, he went on his own run. But now they're on a collision course again, this time for the belt, and the stakes are completely different. The first fight, that was just a test, that was opportunity. This fight, this is destiny. This is about legacy. This is about proving who's really the best middleweight in the world. But the championship landscape is wild right now. There are so many talented fighters hungry for their shot. Of the biggest, most fan-demanded clashes.
One of the things that the UFC is doing wrong, in my opinion, at this moment is they are not making it clear who contenders are. They are not making it clear who is going to be the number one contender, which eliminates stakes, right? If you go into that fight and say, Sean Strickland versus Anthony Hernandez, the winner of this is fighting Khamzat Chimaev. No questions asked. The winner is fighting Khamzat Chimaev. That makes the stakes of that elevated. It makes you care more about the fight. If they went in and said Lerone Murphy versus Movsar Evloev is a number one contender fight, then the winner of this fight is going to be fighting Alexander Volkanovski. You care more, right?
You know why they're not doing that? They're trying to hedge.
They want to leave their options open.
Yeah.
So that they can do something like this. Right. So that they can go Sean Strickland fills in and it's not Imavov.
So many guys waiting in the wings. One of the biggest names out there right now is someone who's proving that he's just getting started. This fighter is on a path to championship glory that seems unstoppable. Let's talk about this rising force for a second. This guy is far from done climbing the ranks. In fact, he's barely scratching the surface. Every fight he takes, he learns something new. Every victory gets him closer to a title shot. The UFC landscape is changing because of fighters like this. They're hungry, they're young.
But it is also lessening the clarity, right? It is lessening why these things happen. And if you're going to live in that world and you're going to provide that, fog and that smoke screen, then it doesn't matter if Nasruddin Imavov gets screwed if you're the UFC. You want the ability to screw Nasruddin Imavov so that you can slide Sean Strickland in. And so I don't think there's anybody out there should be under the illusion that the UFC is a meritocracy anymore, that there is anything based on merit. And it's unfortunate for Nasruddin Imavov. But as a fan, if you want to see the fight that you're claiming you want to see, they have given it to you. They are giving you the one that I think more fans are interested in.
What do you think, PT?
This discussion fundamentally highlights that the UFC is no longer. They're improving at a rate that's honestly terrifying for established champions. And the memes, oh man, the internet has been going absolutely wild with the reactions to these matchups. Social media is exploding. Fans are picking sides. Analysts are breaking down film. It's the kind of energy that only happens when you have legitimate competition at the highest level. But let's go back to the main event situation. The Newark, New Jersey card is shaping up to be special. May 9th, UFC 320. Notions that he's done with the sport.
Imavov, I honestly I didn't even see people up in arms about this anymore. We know what this is now. What generates the most interest? What is available?
So very
to
few
right
people actually, if
Yeah.
we're gonna, right, which was a little
We've
bit
been beaten into
surprising.
submission.
Yeah.
We know that this isn't a meritocracy anymore, and that's fine.
But why
I've
are
accepted
you
now.
surprised? I really am asking this question genuinely.
I'm not surprised. I just said I'm not surprised.
Okay, because Sean Strickland is way more popular than Nasruddin Imavov.
Yeah,
just like
that's
en
the bottom
masse,
line.
on a whole.
Bro, all the talking he did, the way that he finished Fluffy Hernandez.
The reluctant acceptance that the main event is locked in. Middleweight title fight. One champion defending his throne. One challenger coming in with momentum and a prior victory over the champ. This is the kind of fight that decides the future of an entire division. And the undercard, there are some absolutely exciting matchups brewing. You've got contenders getting opportunities at the apex. You've got established veterans proving they're not done yet. You've got rising stars showing why they're the next generation. Every single fight on this card matters. Every single victory moves someone closer to their dream. But the narrative leading into this championship bout is what's really got everyone talking. Here's what makes this situation so fascinating. Positioned in high-profile bouts, far from any premature retirement.
I knew a month ago or so, he started tweeting about fighting Sean Strickland. At that moment, I knew he had no title opportunity. When he put that out, that told me that he had no contact with the UFC. The UFC hasn't told him that he's gotten a title shot and that they're waiting to see if Sean Strickland wins. The moment he called out Sean Strickland instead of Khamzat, I knew exactly what was about to happen.
He tweeted on March 13th, which was Friday, so clearly in response to this, to those who support it's coming, the others it's coming too. So that's it.
The champion is at the peak. He's proven himself at the highest level. He's beaten top contenders, he's defended his belt, but he's also hearing the noise. He's reading the critiques. He's watching as the challenger makes his case for why he deserves this opportunity. And the challenger? He's got something the champion doesn't have in this moment. He's got nothing to lose. He's got everything to prove. He's got history, he's got skill, he's got the confidence that comes from already submitting this guy once. So when they step into that octagon, we're not just watching a title defense. We're watching two fighters with completely different perspectives on the same matchup. One fighting down any retirement talk.
Said it on his video blog. Like even now, 5 days out from Murphy versus Ivlev, have they even said that that might be the easiest number one contender fight of all time?
Featherweight banger.
Yeah,
that's what we're.
But sure, they can just say it and then fucking not say it on Monday.
Well, I mean, Dana has said that too. Dana's done that.
Yeah, exactly. Just fucking do it. Just say, yeah,
Armin and Hooker fighting for the belt. Yep. Brady and Morales fighting for the belt.
So just do it again. Yeah. Fucking give it to us. You know what I mean?
We like these things.
I know, but they don't mean anything. Yeah, it's to your point. Like they just don't mean anything.
Fighting to maintain his legacy. One fighting to capture it. One fighting to prove critics wrong. One fighting to prove himself right. And nobody knows how this story ends. That's what makes combat sports so beautiful. The outcome isn't predetermined. The narrative isn't written. Two athletes will walk out, and one will walk out as champion. The question is, who will it be? Will the champion prove that his first fight against the challenger was just a fluke? Will the challenger prove that he's truly the only one capable of beating the best? Will their second encounter change the entire division forever? Or will something completely unexpected happen that nobody's even considering right now? That's what makes this sport incredible.